when you think about the Cloud Center of Excellence, if you don't have oversight, if you don't have span of control over all the people, all the different titles, you're going to struggle because it's all about accountability. And if you don't have somebody that's in charge that can say to all those different people that are responsible for some element of cloud adoption that this is what has to be done. And I know that there's some obstacles that need to be overcome to get it done, but we have blessings from executive level sponsors to get those obstacles, to hop over those obstacles. That's what this is all about. It's about not just, taking one application and moving it and saying, all right, we moved it off our on-prem servers and storage to the cloud and that's a win and we're done. It's about full business transformation, moving every app you can to the cloud because of the agility and the benefits that the cloud can bring. If you don't have the oversight and the span of control and, the political clout, we'll call it, you're going to find yourself running into a brick wall if your responsibilities are to advance, this cloud adoption, right? And, you mentioned our customers. We have large customers and we have small customers. And, I can tell you anecdotally, we had a customer about 7 months ago, very large financial services firm in New England who wanted to just simply move their file share application, all the file systems to the cloud because they understood based on their research, and this is IT, that they could save 60% on their storage costs if they just could complete the initiative of moving the storage to the cloud, right? And with the pandemic, they needed to change how their data was accessed, especially their file system. So the cloud made sense, but guess what? This company is probably 60 years old. They have something around 15 to 20,000 employees. Just for their file systems, they had 12 different IT groups that helped construct those environments over 20 years. And guess what? All of those employees in those 12 groups, the ones that built these environments, still work there. So the person that was given the keys to get to the promised land, drive us to the cloud, had no span of control over all those different organizations, internal organizations. And every time, we knew technically we could do what they were asking, move their file shares to the cloud. But in order to do it, we needed the cooperation of all these different groups, and there was no oversight. There was nobody to go to who had span of control. The person we were talking to is like, oh yeah, Jane Smith, who runs file sharing in our insurance business, she's been there for 23 years. She's not really going to be cooperative. She's not going to give me the information we need. And frankly, this person, based on what he knew of that environment, he was not sure that it could be done technically. So because there was nobody in the organization that had the clout to say, Jane and all the other Janes that are spread across these 12 organizations, we're doing this, the project went nowhere. That was 7 months ago. They could have recognized $30 million of savings over 5 years, but guess what? They could never get off the ground because they didn't have a group of individuals that were empowered by executives to get things done. That's really, in the larger accounts where Cloud Center of Excellence is super important. On the smaller scale, you get 2 or 3 people. You get a life sciences startup who hasn't even received their phase 1 or their Series A financing. They know that they need to build applications, but they don't want to own servers. They don't want to own storage. They know the cloud's the right thing to do. So they hire somebody who has some technical savvy, usually a scientist. That scientist engages with us and we tell them, we're going to start with a Cloud Center of Excellence now. It's going to be you and PTP. We're going to be your acting Cloud Center of Excellence until you guys grow into an organization that has defined roles across IT and business units. And we're going to follow best practices that have been laid out by AWS, by Google, by Microsoft, whoever the cloud provider is. And we're going to leverage tools and expertise from companies like CloudCheckr to make sure that everything's done well, that your spend is controlled, that your security is under, is always taken into consideration. So, the point I'm trying to make is the Cloud Center of Excellence doesn't necessarily just apply to the big companies. It doesn't just apply to the small companies. Everybody could benefit from, the development and creation of a Cloud Center of Excellence.
Be the cloud guru. Save by optimizing your cloud bill. Secure your cloud infrastructure. Achieve total visibility of your cloud environment. During demanding times, your organization needs to know that money is spent wisely and data assets are protected. PTP is here to make you the cloud guru your organization needs. Connect with us to learn how.